And we're just going to roll on down. And let's start by bringing our knees to our chest. And take a few breaths as you hug your knees in and make some circles. And circle in the opposite direction. And then let's take our legs straight up and just start by pressing the hips down. And then we're going to reach the arms up over our head and put the feet down. And let's try that again. This time we're going to lift our chest up as the arms come down and release that arms back over our head. And let's do a few more. Notice how the shoulder blades are supporting us. And one more time. And then feet down, arms over our head. And let's roll the hips up and take a few breaths. And then we're going to bring the hips and the arms down and do a few more of these. And stretch the spine. And one more time. And as we bring the hips down, we're going to bring our hands behind our head, right knee to left elbow. And let's go leg to leg. And one more. And then feet down and bring the arms down by your, in a T position. Let's do our spinal twist and look to the opposite side. And breathe, stretch the arm out. A couple more deep breaths. And then we're going to roll the legs over to the other side. Same thing. Stretch and breathe. And let's come back to the center and then roll the hips up again. This time, walk the shoulder blades closer together and take a few breaths. Now let's lift, while the hips are up, lift your right leg up and put it down, and the left, and the right, and the left, flexing the foot. One more time to each leg, the right and the left. So now we're going to roll the hips down. And let's put our hands behind our head and do regular crunches. And squeeze the legs together. And two more like this. And then let's straighten the legs up as we lift them up. And bend and tap the feet down and do a few more. Stretching through the whole leg. And 2 more. And then we're going to bicycle elbow to knee. And then the last one. And we're going to put our head down, but bring the legs straight up. Again, press the hips down. So let's hold our right leg and take our left leg down, either the foot down or stretch the leg out on the mat. And take a few breaths. And we're going to hold the right leg with the right hand, left arm down on the mat, and we'll take the leg out to the right. So we're stretching, but really strengthening the core at the same time. And then we're going to bring the right leg up and across your body all the way down to the floor and do a bigger spinal twist. And see if you can lengthen the upper chest and twist it to the right. And a couple more slow breaths, rolling the shoulder down. Now let's bend the right leg. We're going to lift it back up, over, straight up toward the ceiling. And take another breath. And then we're going to switch the legs. So let's take our left leg up, hold the left leg, right leg down to the mat if you can, extending through the heels. So we're pressing the hips down. We're going to stabilize through the hips. Now we're going to hold the left leg with the left hand, right arm out. And as we take the leg to the left, keep the right hip down. So we're already balancing. And a few more breaths. Then let's take the leg across and all the way over to the right and down to the floor. And then start to lengthen the upper body, the chest toward the left, rotating and breathing. Left shoulder blade comes down. And 2 more breaths. And then let's bring the leg back up. You can bend the knee. And we're going to take our knees up to the chest and lift the chest up. Really good. Put the feet down, arms up over the head, and lift the hips up. And breathe. 3 more breaths. And then we're going to roll down and let's roll over to the side. And we're going to sit up. Let's sit crisscross, applesauce, twisting to the right and really rolling the chest down. Feeling that opening and breathing. And then twisting to the left, shoulder blades rolling down. And then we're going to release, forward fold, hinging forward. Walk the arms to the right, over to the left, and then to the center. Let's come on up. Right hand down, left arm over in our side stretch, and breathe. And let's go to the other side. Feel that lengthening. And we're coming back up. So we're going to come into a table pose, putting our feet down and lifting the hips up. And first of all, just stretching the arms here. Let's lift our right leg up and put it down, and the left. And do that a few more times with these can-cans. One more to each leg. And then we're going to come back down and do a big V with our feet and forward fold. And a couple more deep breaths. Really good. So let's stretch the legs straight out. Dandasana, reach the arms out and flip the palms up. So start to feel the lengthening as you press the hips down. Now we're going to bend the arms, goalpost position, twist to the right, and then twist to the left. And we're going to come to the center and release the arms forward, forward fold, and breathing. And last deep breath. So we're going to sit back up, this time elbows down behind us. And let's see if we can lift the chest up and just look straight ahead or straight up, either way. And see if you can lift the chest up. And then we're going to sit back up. And let's make our way over to a table, hands and knees table, and do some cat-cows. And use the breath. And then let's come to a neutral spine. We're going to take our right leg behind us, curl the toes under, and press the heel away from you. So stretching the back of the leg. Then let's switch legs, left leg back, curl the toes under. And then back to neutral spine. We're going to lift the right knee up behind us and lift and lower just a little bit with the hip going up. You should really feel it in the glutes, just a few more. So we really know what we're working with here. And then release that one, and let's lift the left leg up, lifting the hip a little bit and lowering. We're putting pressure into the hip and the glutes. And just a couple more. And then let's sit back into child's pose. Stretch that out and take 3 slow breaths. And then let's do a few iguanas, reaching the hips forward and looking up, coming back to child's pose. And just one more. And let's come on up to downward dog. Pressing each heel down one at a time. And we're going to walk to the top of our mat. Hang in our forward fold. And let's come all the way up and reach the arms up a little back bend. Hands to our heart. We're going to lift our right knee up and just stand like a flamingo. And then right foot down, left knee up. And then we're going to switch again. So right knee up. Remember how we did that knee lift behind us? We're going to do that here. So we're coming into a little warrior three, but lifting that leg up behind us with the bent leg. And then come back to standing, right foot down. And we're going to do the same thing with the left knee comes up. See if you can hinge forward and bring that left leg up behind you, bending the leg. And then let's put our left foot back down. We're coming into Utkatasana, coming into the hips. Forward fold. Now let's step our right leg back to a lunge, reach the left arm up, spinal twist. And then we're coming back to down dog. And right leg lifts up and steps forward. And then let's step the left one forward. We're coming halfway up. And then Utkatasana. Forward fold. And then left leg steps back to a lunge, right arm up, spinal twist. And then let's come back to down dog. And then into an up dog. We're going to put the knees down and sit back in a child's pose. And breathe. Let's try our puppy pose. And then into sphinx, belly down on the mat. Half arm plank. And let's come into child's pose. And then back to down dog. Right leg lifts up and steps forward. So we're going to lift our arms up for high lunge. And then twist to the right. Cross the left arm over, hands together. And left hand down, right arm up. Back to down dog. And then switching legs, left leg lifts up, steps forward. High lunge, arms come up. Let's twist to the left, cross the arm over, hands together. And right hand down, left arm up. Back to down dog. Let's take 3 breaths to lengthen. And we're going to walk to the top of our mat. Let's come halfway up, forward fold, and inhale all the way up, reaching the arms up in a little back bend. Hands to our heart. And we're going to lift the right knee up. Let's try our warrior 3, right leg back. And warrior 1. See if you can come into a deeper back bend. And reaching the arms forward, right hand down, left arm up. And then both arms up with our palms together. And then clasping our hands, humble warrior. And lengthen forward, 3 breaths. Let's come up in our back bend. And reaching the arms up, warrior 1. And now we're going to step the right leg forward and we're back in Tadasana. And let's try the other side. Left knee up, warrior 3. To warrior 1. Arms reach forward, left hand down, right arm up. And then we're going to bring both of our palms together over our head. And let's clasp our hands for humble warrior. And take 3 more breaths. And let's come on up in our back bend and see if we can open the chest. And then arms come up back to warrior 1. Let's step forward and take a couple of breaths in Tadasana. Let's take our right knee up again. This time, let's see if we can hold our right big toe with the right fingers. And we're going to take the left arm out. And one more breath. And let's release the right foot down and take a breath. Really steady through the right leg. And let's try it on the left side. Left knee up, hold that big toe. And right arm out to the right. And breathe. And one more breath. And let's put that foot down. We're going to inhale the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Let's step back to down dog. And we're going to do a few planks to dogs. And let's do a couple more. And stretch the spine. Last one. And we're going to stay in our plank. And then let's come all the way down, chaturanga. And 5 cobras. And one more. So now let's take our arms over our head and stretch and breathe. So the shoulder blades are rolling down and we're lengthening. Now we're going to bend the right leg. Remember how we lifted it before? We're doing it here. Lift that leg up with a bent leg 5 times up and down. And switch legs. Bending the left leg, lift and lower 5 times. And one more. And then leg down, arms still over the head. Feel the pressure into the thighs. So it's helping to stabilize us. Now we're going to bring our arms down and underneath the thighs. And let's lift and lower everything up and down. And use the full breath. And we've got one more. Let's take our arms back to our sphinx and feel the difference as you roll the shoulders down. Come back to our half arm plank. And let's come into our child's pose and take our arms behind us. And one more breath. So let's sit up on our heels and twist to the right. And then twist to the left. Feel the shoulder rolling down. Let's come to the center, hands down, lift the hips up, and stretch the quads. 3 more breaths. Now we're coming back to our table pose, so take your legs out. And it's time for our tricep. So let's down and up with the tricep push-ups, just 5 good ones. And one more. And then we're putting our bottoms down and let's come into our boat pose and in and out with the legs. And just one more. Let's hold those big toes and stretch the legs out a little bit, up and out. Roll the shoulders down, and 3 more breaths in the belly. And then let's come into Baddha Konasana, feet together like a butterfly, and hinging forward and breathing. And a couple more deep breaths. And then we're going to come back to our hands and knee position and just feel. Notice where your body is in space here. Fingers are pressing down on the mat. Now we're going to take the right leg forward, put it between the hands, and reach the arms up so we're in a crescent lunge. Looking up and stretching. Really good. Let's twist to the right and cross the elbow over, hands together. And then when you're ready, lift the left leg up and stretch the leg out. And then hands down, let's step the right leg back, downward dog. And back to hands and knees. And take a breath, feeling where your body is. Now let's take our left leg forward, lift the arms up, crescent lunge. And twist to the left, cross the arm over, hands together. And lift the right leg up and stretch through the heel. And let's take our right hand down, left arm up, just give ourselves a little twist. And then we're going to come back to down dog. And feel the difference now. 3 breaths. And we're walking to the top of our mat. Halfway up. Forward fold. And let's come all the way up, reaching the arms up. Hands to our heart. We're going to step our right leg back for pyramid. So hips are even. Let's come into our back bend. And then forward fold. Hands down to the mat. So we're going to lift our right leg up. So we're in a warrior 3. And then hands off the floor for regular warrior 3. And step the right leg forward. We're back into Tadasana. Let's step our left leg back for pyramid. So hips are square. We're going to come into our back bend, lengthening and breathing. And then forward fold. We're going to bring our hands down to the mat. Release the head. And lift the left leg up. And when you're ready in this warrior 3, hands together. And then we're going to step the leg forward. Really good. Back into Tadasana. And then Utkatasana. Let's twist to the right, cross the left elbow over. And twist to the left. And let's come back to the center, reach the arms out, Utkatasana, 3 breaths. And forward fold. And let's hold our elbows, 3 breaths. And we're going to still hold our elbows, Utkatasana. And let's come all the way up to standing, really using those quads. And then a little back bend. Hands to our heart. Twist the upper body to the right. Then over to the left. Back to the center. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. We're going to step back, downward dog. And then lift the right leg up. Let's come into warrior 2. And see if we're a little wider now after all that. So let's see if we can go a little wider, a little deeper. And reverse. And then let's come into right fingertips down, left arm up. And back to reverse. And then right fingers back down. This time just hover the fingers. Left arm up. Open the chest. And then warrior 2. And straightening the right leg for Trikonasana. And let's try our half moon and lift the left leg up. Back to our Trikonasana. And then we're going to come all the way up into our wide-legged pose. So let's reach our arms up over our head, clasping the hands, leaning to the right. And then over to the left. And to the center. We're just going to forward fold here. Hands down, legs go side to side. And then come to the center, and we're going to come all the way up and reach the arms up again, another back bend. Into our warrior 2, left foot out. And see how this side is. Widening a little bit, going a little bit deeper. And then reverse. And then fingertips down, right arm up. Let's go back to reverse. And then fingertips almost down, hovering the fingers, right arm up. And then warrior two. And then let's straighten our leg, trikonasana. Let's come on up to our half moon and lift the right leg up. Back to trikonasana. And let's come all the way up. And we're going to look up another back bend. And then let's clasp our hands behind us and come into our forward fold. And take 3 slow breaths. And then coming all the way up, still holding the hands. Let's turn our legs to the right and square the hips because we're going to come into another pyramid pose with the back bend. Looking up, and then arms come up over our back here as we forward fold. And then we're coming back up. We've really got to press down on the feet. We're going to come to the center and just turn ourselves to the other side. So we're going to square the hips. Left leg is forward, coming into our back bend. And then our forward fold as we lift the arms up off the back. Looking underneath those legs. And let's come back up, pressing the feet down. Now we're going to come to the center and reach the arms up. Another little back bend here. And let's come into goddess, turning our feet out, elbows open and closed. And with the elbows open, let's lean to the right. And then over to the left. And to the center for 3 more breaths. And let's inhale up and come back to our down dog. And take 3 breaths here. Let's walk to the top of our mat. And now we're going to practice rolling up 1 vertebrae at a time. Just notice how your feet are pressing down, arms down by our sides, and breathe. Feel the chest opening. And then let's come into dancer pose, lifting the right knee up, holding the right foot, left arm up. And a couple more breaths. And let's release that foot down and the left one comes up. And right arm up. Feel your center of gravity. And a couple more breaths. And then let's release that foot down, and we're going to come into our squat and stretch out the feet and the hips. And let's take a few more breaths. And if you can, stretch your arms out in front of you. 3 more breaths. And then we're going to release. And let's roll down on our back and bring our knees to our chest, just where we started. And press the hips down as you rotate the hips a little, side to side or in circles. And feel the difference in your spine. And go in the opposite direction. So we're going to put our feet down on the mat, cross the right knee over the left knee, rolling the legs over to the left. Let's see if we can lengthen through the chest as the right arm reaches out to the right. And softly breathe. Feel that inner movement in your body. Subtle energy. And a couple more slow breaths as your body continues to open. And then let's release this side and bring ourselves back to the center and uncross. And now we're going to cross the left knee over the right and let the legs just roll over there to the right. And the same thing is going to happen with the chest here. We're rolling it open. Left shoulder blade is pressing down. And breathing. And a couple more slow breaths. Feel that lengthening. And let's gently come back to the center and uncross. And let's bring our arms down and roll the hips up. Stretching the spine and taking a few deep breaths. And then easy does it, 1 vertebrae at a time as you roll the hips down. And after you get there, let's bring the legs into a happy baby and just see the difference. Pressing the hips down. And let's take 3 more breaths. And then Baddha Konasana, feet together. And today for Shavasana, you could either do Supta Baddha Konasana, or we can bring the feet or the legs all the way down for regular Shavasana. So we're just going to get comfortable in our final pose. And notice the elongation of your whole spine As you press it down, it's being held, our whole body is being held by Mother Earth. Feel the soft inhales and soft exhales. See if you can slow your breath down even more, feeling the space between each breath. Notice how your head is pressing down, your shoulders are pressing down, the hips and legs and feet relaxed. We're wishing ourselves good health and harmony. Peace to our homes and families and communities. And spreading this peace all over the world for our brothers and sisters everywhere. And let's take a deep breath. And if you're in Supta Konasana, you can roll to the side. We're going to all reach our arms up over our head, and we're going to come on up when you're ready to a seated position. And let's bring our hands to our heart and seal in our practice today. And take a deep inhale and sigh. One more time. Namaste. Thank you, everybody, for coming today. Have a wonderful Monday. Okay, you guys, see you soon.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thanks so much. Bye, everybody.